Hi, today I'm here with Marie Cucurella. Thank you for being here. And today we are going to talk about gender-based violence, a phenomenon that is affecting our society and that hinders the full enjoyment of human rights. Often when we talk about gender-based violence, this term is confused or it overlaps with violence against women. But recently it's been more and more common to talk about gender-based violence specifically. Why there is this shift in words, Marie?
Hi, Francesca. Thank you for this opportunity of being here. Nowadays we talk about gender-based violence indeed because it doesn't affect only women. Gender-based violence affects all individuals who are oppressed by the patriarchal system we live in. And that includes gay men, that also includes lesbian women, also trans persons, queer persons, non-binary persons. And the term gender-based violence is really illustrating this discrimination affecting everyone who is not in a position of power. Generally, the shift of this term shows that structural violence behind it, and that is not touching just one group, the group of women, but that is a bigger structural issue of power, a power dynamic behind it.
So how does patriarchy and masculinity impact the entire society, and so how they are also affected, not only women but other identities as well?
The term gender-based violence doesn't include cis men per se, but of course in a way they're also included in this term because it's also very common that men that do not fit with this image of dominant masculinity are also bullied, are also having issues with other men, are also victims of different kinds of violence. And from this also counts as gender-based violence. Examples of this, I think everyone has heard sentences like boys don't cry or man up or be strong. And this is creating a lot of pressure also for people socialized as guys in society to embody this dominance, to embody these masculinities and to often embody violence. I think one problem with this is that, of course, it's hurtful to others, but it's hurtful to men as well in this society. One point of this is that through these incentives of being strong, of not crying, people socialized as men also don't learn to deal with their emotions in other ways than to resort to violence. For example, talking about your emotions deeply and seeing where your anger is coming from instead of resulting to violence when you feel angry. And we can, for example, also look at the prison rates, and the differences of how many men are in prison and how many women. And this is definitely a symptom of patriarchal society and the fact that men result often, it's also not a generality, but men resort to violence when they have difficult emotions to deal with.
If you could give a piece of advice or a tip to men that are starting the fight against the gender-based violence, what would it be?
First, good job. It's great to stand up for a more peaceful world and for more peaceful relationships. Second, start with yourself. Look at your own behaviors, look at your own ways to express your feelings, and you can ask yourself, would I wish to have more deeper conversations with my friends? What emotions do I feel in a certain moment? If I'm feeling angry, where's that coming from? Why am I feeling this anger? Which emotions are hiding behind it? It really starts with yourself. So with doing this reflection process with yourself, you can also do it with your friends. You can share your reflections with your guy friends, and with all of your friends, with people around you, and share these questions and also lead them to questions these behaviors. And also, of course, when you see violence happening or aggression happening, you can also intervene. And this is civil courage, no? It's difficult to do, but it's also very, it's also very gratifying to do. Yes, a tip to intervene is maybe not to go directly to the person who's aggressing and tell them, you know, like get in a conflict situation with them, but more like look at the person who is being aggressed and ask them if they're okay, maybe if they want to go on a walk with you, if they need support. And this very often allows to de-escalate the situation without yourself getting in a massive conflict with the person who is aggressing and being angry right now. Of course, also directly addressing the aggressor is also very important. But then a tip is to do it maybe a bit after, once the anger has gone down. So a few hours after or a few days after, asking to the person like, hey, can I talk to you about something? I want to say I felt a bit uncomfortable in that situation. Do you know what happened? How come that you reacted in this way? And I think what's important there is also not to tell the person like, hey, you did something wrong, it's really bad what happened, but more to question it and to talk for yourself that you felt uncomfortable and question like, why did this happen? How does the person feel about it? And this way point out that the situation is actually not acceptable. Yeah, so good luck with this. I think it's a great work to do. It's difficult at the beginning, but it's what I said. It's very gratifying and it's also very important. So good luck with this work.
Perfect. Thank you so much for all of your insights. It was very useful to talk about toxic masculinity and also how men are affected by gender-based violence. Thank you for your time, and I want to remind everybody to check our resources on the website. You can find a link in the description, and I would like also to specify that in the framework of this project we are targeting men as part of the solution against gender-based violence, but is only one of the possible approaches. So we do recognize that there are multiple identities involved. And we hope to have the chance to give the space to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.